Ecumenical councils were the attempts of Eastern and Western church leaders representing all major centers of Christianity to gather to discuss theological controversies. They hoped to arrive at a theological consensus. The ecumenical councils that met in Nicaea, 325, Constantinople, 381, Ephesus, 431, and Chalcedon, 451, especially focused on the person of Jesus Christ, namely, how the Church should understand and explain the divinity and humanity of Jesus Christ in such a way that is both faithful to Scripture but also systematically consistent. The council that met in Chalcedon concluded that Jesus exists in two natures, without confusing the two natures, without transmuting one nature into the other, without dividing them into two separate categories, without contrasting them according to area or function. In other words, the divine and human natures of Jesus are united unconfusedly, unchangeably, indivisibly, and inseparably. While the Western churches found the definition suitable, the Eastern churches had strong reactions that resulted in the splintering of Eastern Christianity into three distinct groups. Those who stood by the definition of Chalcedon were called the Chalcedonians, or Byzantine Orthodox. These are the churches, especially associated with the Patriarch of Constantinople, who sought to maintain their ties with Rome and the Western Church. There was a close relationship between the Byzantine Emperor and the Church. They often sought compromises with the other Eastern and Western churches in the name of maintaining theological unity, but also to protect their political influence. The second group was known as the Oriental Orthodox, or non-Chalcedonians. They agreed with the explanation of Jesus Christ given by Cyril, Patriarch of Alexandria, in a dispute between Cyril and Nestorius, the Patriarch of Constantinople. This dispute is what led to the Council of Chalcedon in the first place. This group claimed that Jesus came out of two natures, one divine and one human, but both fused into one nature from the time of his conception. The Coptic, Syrian, Armenian, and Ethiopian churches belong to this group. Another reason these churches separated from the others in the East is that these churches were among the non-Greek cultures. They desired some autonomy from the Greek-dominated Byzantine Church. The third group was known as the Church of the East, or Assyrians, who sided with the Patriarch Nestorius in his disagreement with Cyril. Nestorius taught that Jesus had two persons inside of him, one divine and one human. Nestorius rejected the idea that Mary could be called the Theotokos, or bearer of God, because she was only bearing the human, not the divine, person inside of her. This group of churches would be the first to encounter Muslims as they began to move north and west from the Arabian Peninsula. Many people in the Western world are unaware that the Christian Church divided into factions and denominations long before the Protestant Reformation. Because of its geographic and cultural setting in the Western Roman Empire, the Roman Catholic tradition is often the only ancient church tradition people in the Western world encounter on a regular basis, so it is the only one they are familiar with. Therefore, it is important to recognize that Roman Catholicism is only one Christian tradition among many that can trace their roots back to the beginnings of Christianity.